Hi, I'm Nikki Bell, Marshall County Agriculture and Natural Resources Agent, and I work for the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. Today I am social distancing and I'm out here in my garden, and I'm taking a minute to tell you guys about straw potatoes. If you're like me and you eat a lot of potatoes and they're a staple at your dinner table, you want to get your potatoes out early. And in Western Kentucky, the earliest safe planting date for potatoes is March 15th. And that's the earliest date where you're almost assured to not have any freeze problems. Anyhow, that kind of information can be found in our home gardening publication, which I'll put the link to in the description of this video. But anyway, you're probably wondering why I grow straw potatoes and what they are. One of the advantages of growing straw potatoes is the time. So you're probably still waiting on the ground to be ready to be tilled if you're going to grow a conventional potato. With straw potatoes, I've already had mine planted, and I actually got mine in that weekend of March 15th. Another benefit is that you can no-till your potatoes, and that helps with erosion problems and helps you protect your soil structure and other soil health benefits that come along with no-till. And here's how you do it. So basically, you take a seed potato and you want to get a certified seed instead of just, well, the latter. But you want to get a certified seed potato. You can get this from a seed distributor, and what you want to do is you want to cut these up into pieces that have at least 3 eyes on them. This is not from a certified seed distributor. This is one that I left in the pantry too long. But anyway, you can see the eyes on the potato, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you might look that up. But you can see this one here is actually already started growing, and there's some other ones that are starting to sprout out. But anyway, so you want to take potato, cut it up into pieces with at least 3 eyes per piece, and then on your cleared garden soil on the ground, you want to take your seed pieces and set them out in a row. So I normally take a stake on either end and run a piece of twine, and that gets me a really nice linear row, and I like straight rows. Anyway, so take your seed piece and you want to set that seed piece right on the ground, and you want the potato's eyes up, because that's the direction the sprout's going to grow from. And you want to take it, put it in your row, and you want to put a seed piece on top of the ground, literally setting it on top of the ground. You want to do that every foot or so, 10 to 12 inches. Well, my boot is about 12 inches, so every boot step, I measure out with my boots. Every boot step, I put a seed piece all the way down my row. And I'm pretty sure you can't tell on there because the straw kind of all blends in together, but I've actually got 1 row here and 1 row here. And my row width, per the Vegetable Gardening Publication's recommendation, is 36 inches. And I stick to those recommendations. They work really well. Again, that'll be in the description. So anyhow, so you got a seed piece every 12 inches, and you got it all the way down your row. Then you come in and you put hay on top of those seed pieces, and you you're basically hilling those seed pieces. And I'm trying to find a good piece here, or a piece at all. There should be one every foot. Oh, there's a good one right there. Okay, so after you lay this guy on the ground here, and I'll bring it up to the camera, maybe you can see it a little better, but you're going to lay them on the ground, eyes up, and then you're going to put 4 to 5 inches of straw or hay on top of the potato, and you're going to basically hill it. And if you know what I'm talking about, hilling is a term generally used where you push soil up and over something, and you hill something, or up the sides of it. Well, we're going to do the same thing with our straw or old hay. And so we hill up around it, and then we just walk away. So basically, we're going to let the potato root and start growing. And since mine were planted, and I'm gonna booger some of the roots here, but mine were planted on March 15th, so mine's had a pretty good start. But you should be able to see here, you can see that the roots have gone down into the soil. This was just sitting on top of the soil, and the roots have gone down into the soil, and it's already shot this shoot, and that's the plant that's going to grow up. And that's a lot of roots to already have grown when a lot of you haven't even gotten your plants in the ground yet. So I'm going to stick him back in here, kind of cover these little roots up with soil, since they did grow down into the soil, and it's just sitting right on top of the ground. And if I were planting it, I'd just bring in about 5 inches of hay and mulch up around it and cover it up, and you have it. So basically what's going to happen, that shoot's going to come up out of the straw. It'll just wiggle its way up through here, and when it gets up like this, I'm going to come in and I'm going to get some more hay, and I am going to mulch up the sides of it. And as it grows, I'm going to keep mulching and hilling up the side of the sprout, the side of the top of the plant, as it grows. And I'm just going to keep doing that as the plant grows, and just leaving about this much of the plant out at all times. So it has, you know, leaves and solar panels, so it can photosynthesize and grow. But the rest of the plant, so basically, you want to bury it up to its neck. Okay? So basically, the rest of the plant, you cover up and you cover up and you cover up. And what that plant's going to do is it's going to put out roots all through that profile. And you're going to have potatoes all through that profile. And let's see, what else? So harvest. Harvest, when it comes to potatoes, there's no easier harvest than the straw harvest. So basically, I come in here and I kind of just do this number, and I push the straw away through this big mound I'll have here, push it side to side, and I just pull a potato right out of it, just like that. It is that simple, folks. It's terribly easy. You know, you don't scar or hurt the potatoes or cut them in half with the shovel or the fork or whatever you use to harvest them. And let's see, what else can we talk about? Weed control. Weed control is very easy in here. In between the rows, I normally put down a couple layer of newspaper. 3 or so will break down in a year. So I put a couple layers of newspaper throughout the middle of the row, and I just cover that with straw. And the straw and the newspaper, it adds organic matter, but the straw keeps the newspaper from blowing away, and that makes a good weed control barrier in between the rows. It also adds organic matter at the end of the year. And then in the row themselves, you know, as you add more straw or add more hay and that starts breaking down and turning into soil, naturally you're going to have some seeds germinate, whether it be the wheat seed in the straw or the weed seed that's in the hay. So as that stuff starts breaking down and germinating, you're going to have some little sprouts. But guess what? Every time you come in and you mulch more, you just choke out the sprouts. So it takes care of the weeds. It adds organic matter to the soil. It gets you in there early. It's going to get you to produce bigger yields because you're in there early. It's going to add organic matter. It's going to allow you to no-till it. Easy harvest. What am I forgetting? Every other talking point I brought up today. But I'm going to tell you what, since I've started doing this method, I have actually got my potatoes in the ground before mid-April, because that's normally how long it takes to get that tiller out and to get over the ground. So I hope this helped today. I hope this gives you some ideas. I hope you check out the publication in the description. It's a wonderful publication, and it'll give you all the information you need. And I think that's it for today.